Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and this weekend I'm going to 2 different book events. So I figured I'd do a follow me around type of vlog. Today is Saturday, August 6th, and I'm going to a Colleen Hoover book signing. The 2 signings I'm going to is taking place in Naperville, which is about an hour away from where I live. And since I don't have a ride and I don't have a car, I'm going to be doing public transportation, which kind of sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. With public transportation, it's going to take me a little bit over 2 hours to get to the book signing. My arm is already tired. Oh my god, I don't know how vloggers do this. I want to get there a little bit early, but the only times available for like the metro, which is like a railroad, is at 10:40 and 12:40. The signing's at 2 o'clock, and if I take the metro at 12:40, I'll arrive at the event right before it starts. And I know that there's going to be a lot of people at this book signing, so I want to get decent seats, so I'm going to be taking the metro at 10:40 instead, and that means I'll get there 2 hours early. 2 hours early isn't too bad because there are a lot of shops around the Naperville area, so I can just walk around and then go grab lunch somewhere. This will actually be my second time meeting Colleen Hoover. I'm very excited about that. The first time I met her, it wasn't the greatest meeting experience, and it wasn't because of her whatsoever. She's great. It was just the way the event was organized. I was able to get a picture with her, and then I got my book signed, and by the time we finished taking... Rude. By the time we finished taking the picture, they moved on to the next person, so I didn't get a chance to talk to her whatsoever. Now that she's coming back to my area, I'm very excited to see her again and get more books signed. At the event, we are only able to bring 3 books from home to get signed, so I have 5 books that haven't been signed by her yet, and I want to get them all signed, but we could only bring 3. So right now, I'm going to show you guys the 3 books that I'm going to get signed by her. This is the tote bag that I'm bringing. It says "Books are my happy place," and I got this from Evie Bookish Society 6 shop. I love her designs. They're so pretty. As you can see, I have Confess, and I have already like flagged it. I don't know what the proper term is, but basically a post-it note with your name on it on the title and author page. November 9 and Slammed. And then the last thing in here is basically just the ticket. This is a ticket. I am seat 7, which the seat number doesn't count, but that is your signing number, so I'll be 7th in line. Once I get to the location of the book signing, that is when I'll get my copy of It Ends With Us. I'm very excited to see her again because she is one of my favorite authors. I know that there's going to be a lot of people at this event, and I'm so glad that I'm one of the first people to get my book signed, so I don't have to wait too long in line. I woke up at 7 o'clock today, and I'm going to be leaving my house at 9. It's 8:26, so I have 34 minutes to kill until then. While I wait till 9 o'clock, I'm going to catch up on some YouTube videos. See you guys in the next clip. The weather is really nice today, but now I'm just gonna walk to the bus stop that I have to go to catch the bus, to go to the train, to go to the metro. I know, it's a lot, but it'll be worth it. I just arrived at the bus stop, and the bus is coming in 7 minutes. I don't know if y'all can see that. It is now 11:47. I have just gotten off the metro train. I'm now in Naperville, which is the location of where the book signing is. I'm pretty sure there's a Barnes & Noble nearby, so I'm going to walk around, go to Barnes & Noble. This is so creepy. I have to go underground to get across the tracks to go on the opposite side. Not sure which way to go. I'm just gonna go this way. Okay, I did it. I made my way across the opposite side. So I was on the other side of there, and now I'm here after going underground. Let's see, let's look at the map. I have no idea where I'm going. It's going to be like a 13-minute walk, so it's not too bad. I'm honestly so glad that I didn't get lost at Union Station. I was able to find the specific track where the train that I had to go on was, so I'm so glad that I didn't have to like ask anyone about it because I hate doing that. Since the book signing starts at 2, that means I have a little bit over 2 hours to kill. I know I can definitely spend like an hour at Barnes & Noble, possibly even more, but I'm going to get hungry around like 1-ish, so I'm going to get some food before the event. I don't know what I want to eat. I know there's a Chipotle across the street from Barnes & Noble. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm feeling it, but I probably might get it because it's not too expensive. Oh hey, so as I was walking to Barnes & Noble, I passed this building. So this is where the Colleen Hoover book signing was taking place. It's not going to be at a bookstore like it usually is, which indicates that they're expecting a lot of people. I saw this in the window and I just had to stop. While I wait, I'll just continue reading The Beauty of Darkness. I'm about halfway through. I hope to finish it by tomorrow. If not, that's okay, but that is my goal. It's almost 12:30, so I'm just going to head out and go to Chipotle, grab some food, and then around 1 o'clock I'll head back to the book event location. It is now 1:08 and I have left Chipotle, and it's a 6-minute walk back to the book event location, so that's what I'm doing now.
I would like to do a Q&A because I'm really horrible at just getting up here and talking about myself. But one thing I would like to say before the Q&A is let's avoid questions that may be spoilers for It Ends With Us, because I know a lot of y'all probably haven't had a chance to read it yet. The craziest thing Taryn and I have ever done together. Write a book. I don't know if it was, well, it was pretty crazy. We were told when we went to the Philippines, like, don't do anything without a chauffeur or, you know, the person that's supposed to be there with us, and never leave your hotel. Like, you know, they were just really like babysitting us. So of course we wait until 1 in the morning when everyone's asleep, and we went down to the bar, and we were like just on Facebook and saw that the event that we were having our signing at the next day, there were people waiting outside. It was 1 in the morning, the signing wasn't until the next night. And so we were like, let's go see them. So it's 1 in the morning, we go outside, find a guy who tells us he'll drive us there. And we showed up, and there was this group of readers, there were probably about 25 of them, sitting in a parking lot sleeping on each other, waiting for like 15 hours later for the signing. And so we get out of the cab, and they recognize us, and they run across the street. One of them almost gets hit. This could have ended up in a really bad story, but it was good. But anyway, it was just so amazing. Like, they were all screaming and crying and so excited, and it was just one of the most amazing experiences we've ever had. And then we both cried all the way back to the hotel, but we survived. Yeah.
Did you enjoy the experience of writing Never Never with Taryn, and would you ever write a book with another author again?
We enjoyed writing the first one a lot, but then we gave ourselves deadlines, and we were like, oh, we have to hurry, we have to do this, because it's really hard to be creative for two different people to come together, and especially because we both have really busy lives. And so I would write with her again, but we both said we're not telling anyone until the book is done and it's out. I feel like we work better together that way. But it's very hard to write with other people. It's a very solitary thing, and so depending on someone else is really hard. So I don't think I could do it with anyone but her.
I want to know how detailed your outlines are when you write your book. What's involved in your outline?
My outlines are weird. Half the time I don't even do an outline, and when I do, it's kind of like me telling myself what I'm going to write. Like, Chapter 1, a girl meets a boy, they do this, and you know, it's like 5 sentences, but then sometimes my outlines are like 300,000 words, and then I have to cut it down to like 100,000 to make a book. It just depends on the book. Like with Ugly Love, I don't even think I did an outline. I wrote all the odd chapters first, and then wrote all the even chapters. So it's just, with every book is completely different. It's a very strange experience. There was someone up here who had their hand up for a while. I'm lying, you.
What advice would you give someone who's working on writing their first book?
On their first novel? Advice? I always feel like I don't give very good advice because I question why I'm standing up here. Mainly because, you know, like, I wrote my first book not expecting anything to happen, and then that was only 4.5 years ago. And, you know, I've just finished my 15th work, and so, I try not, and this is the only thing I can really say, is try not to have expectations after writing the end, I think that's where a lot of authors go wrong, and that they see how easy it came for a lot of people. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of good luck and good timing. I don't necessarily think I'm a better writer than anyone else in this genre. I just had really, really good timing. And so I feel like a lot of people get really upset when they finish a book and put it out and then nothing happens, because it's really, really hard to break out in this industry. So put your heart into it, write it how you want to write it, not because you think it's going to sell well or anything like that. And I think that's when you do your best writing, when you're just doing it for yourself. And then finish your book, that's the number one thing. How did I break into the writing career? I, honest to God, wrote my book thinking it was just a story that I was going to give to my mother for Christmas. And I was looking up a way to put it on a Kindle, because my grandmother had gotten a Kindle for Christmas and she wanted to read it too. And that's when I ran across Amazon's self-publishing thing. I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't know you could self-publish a book and put it on the internet. Well, 30 minutes later, my book was on Amazon. And so I called my mom and I'm like, hey, y'all can download it to your Kindles. And probably 3 months later, it hit the New York Times. So it was one of those things where I had no idea what I was doing. I never tried to get a publisher, didn't try to get an agent. I didn't know what a blog was. I had never heard of Goodreads. Like, it was that new to me. And it was back in 2011, right before 2012. And so self-publishing was new to everyone. Like, there weren't these huge reader groups that we're all a part of. There were probably, just a few authors a month uploading books, and now there's thousands a day. And so there wasn't really a lot of competition back then. When books came out and people liked them, they stood out more. And that's basically how I got into it.
You didn't have to do any marketing or anything. You just put it up there, and then a couple people saw it and read it, and then it.
Yeah, I hate admitting that, but yeah, I didn't spend a penny. It had a really crappy cover, because I was broke, y'all. I lived in a trailer house. I didn't have money to spend on a book cover or anything like that. I didn't even get the book edited. I did it myself. And it ended up a couple of months after it was out. A few big bloggers that had a lot of followers read it and gave it 5 stars. So I guess that's one important thing, is that the bloggers liked it, because it was just word of mouth. And since then, I really haven't spent anything on marketing. I feel like if your book gets in the hands of the right people, that the best marketing you can get is word of mouth. Even for me, like I notice when I release a book that readers want to talk about, that's when the books do the best. And when I release a book and then they're like, oh, that was a good book, let me go find something else, then they're not talking about it and it doesn't do that great. So, the most important thing, I think, is to release a book that people want to talk about, that they want to share with their friends, that is going to resonate with them.
That's awesome. And then just one quick thing. Do you know when Ugly Love is going to be coming out?
She wants to know when Ugly Love will be coming out. I don't know that. I don't really have a lot of say when people buy my movie rights. I just kind of find out things when you guys do. But I have a lot of faith in them. I say a lot. Y'all didn't notice that now. And so the last I talked to them was about 2 months ago. They said they had found their actress and they were working on getting all the schedules and contracts in place. And I think that's what takes the longest, is just trying to get the whole production team to be able to pinpoint a filming time. But from last I talked to them, that's where they were at to start filming. And so hopefully that will start pretty soon.
Are you reading right now, and what book are you reading?
I just finished Renee Carlino's book, Swear on This Life. It comes out next week. I really liked that one. And then I'm reading for my book club a man called Ova. There's so many different ways to say it. I've been told like 15 different things. I have no idea. It's by Frederick Bachman, but I'm only 5 chapters in, so I can't give an opinion on that one yet. But I don't really like to write when I read when I'm writing. It really gets in my head. But I don't read a whole lot, unfortunately, anymore because I'm so busy. So maybe about 6 books a year.
It's now 3:00 p.m. and I just got out of the Colleen Hoover book signing. The Metro home doesn't come till 4:33 and it's 3:00, so I have an hour and a half to kill. So I'm just going to walk around Naperville until then. Yep, I'm definitely going in. It's now 3:52. I ended up spending a large amount of time at Ulta and I wasn't going to buy anything, but then there was this free gift perk. And so I ended up spending $40 at Ulta. I hate myself, but at least I got a free gift that was worth $88, so I think that's great. So I was just walking around and now it's 4 o'clock, so I'm going to head back to the train station. It's like a 13-minute walk from where I am right now to the train station. It's 5:43 now and I just got off the metro and I'm waiting for the bus. And I have 2 buses to take to get home, and I'll just update you guys whenever I get home, which will probably be an hour from now, but it'll be the next clip for you guys. It is exactly 7 o'clock p.m. and I'm finally home. I am incredibly tired. I woke up at 7 and now I'm back home at 7. So, ooh, that string, okay. It's been a long day and I'm not sure how flattering this angle looks while I'm lying down, but yeah, I'm just very tired. But I wanted to show you guys all the signed books. The thing that I didn't like about the signing is that you could only get 1 book personalized. If you bring other books from home, then you only get it signed and not personalized. So this is It Ends With Us. It feels very nice. Like if you own this book and you just feel it, it just feels so nice. And here is Colleen Hoover's signature. And I guess I'll show you the other books even though her signature is pretty much the same, but this is November 9. There you go. Confess. And lastly, Slammed. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the cicadas are real loud. Let me just show you. Can you hear that? They're real loud, but I'm going to talk anyways. Before I end today's vlog, I wanted to share 2 things that Colleen Hoover mentioned during the book event, and I figured that you guys would be interested in it. First one, especially if you're a fan of Maybe Someday, Colleen Hoover mentioned that there may possibly be a second book in Maybe Someday, and I'm so excited for that. She says she doesn't know when it'll happen, but she has been thinking about it, and I am very excited about this because Maybe Someday is my favorite Colleen Hoover book, and I would love a second book. Another thing that she mentioned is that she's working on a book called Hate Letter, and it's actually going to be her first YA novel. She actually gave a synopsis of the book too, and it basically follows this girl who is depressed and she attempts suicide. Before she does so, she writes this hate letter to all of her family members, and I think some of her friends maybe, but I definitely know for sure that the hate letter is directed towards her family members. Since this was an attempt suicide, she ends up waking up in a hospital, and I think that's where the story begins, and now she has to face the consequences of her letter. That sounds really interesting, and I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. As you saw earlier, I included some clips of Colleen Hoover answering some questions at the book event. I didn't film the whole thing, but I filmed bits and pieces of it, so I hope you enjoyed that. Hi everyone, today is actually a different day, as you can probably tell because I'm wearing a different shirt. I was editing all the things that you just watched last night, and the video's already over 18 minutes. And when I first decided to vlog the weekend of book signings, I intended to combine both of my vlogs for both days in one video because I didn't think I would get so much footage, but I ended up having a lot of footage. So I've decided that I will be splitting it up. This video will just be Colleen Hoover, and then the Mary E. Pearson signing will just be a separate video as well. I still need to edit the Mary E. Pearson signing vlog, but it'll be up very soon, so look out for that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was a long one, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!